Special thanks to Tony Kashif at Honda Motorworks in Barrington for providing this vehicle for review. Hey everyone, I'm Zain Baig.
And I'm Umar.
And this is the 2019 Honda Insight. This is a very unique car because it looks like a mix of the Civic and Accord, but it's a totally different car. It makes 151 horsepower. It's a hybrid plus engine powered car. And inside it actually has pretty good materials. This car is $29,000 and we'll go later on into the interior. But right now, as you can see, it has a moonroof, right? Which is something that some cars don't offer even for like $30,000, which is strange. But on the outside, it does have this white, right? I don't think, yeah, it's metallic, which is really cool. I really like that. Coming on to the back, it has a really nice look, and this is actually, wow, LED taillights in the back, which is very unique for this price point. Not a lot of cars do that. I mean, the Camry does that, but this is a totally separate category, right? It's smaller than the Accord, and it's not as expensive as the Accord, but still, you get a lot of premium, nice features. You got a chrome finish in the back, obviously, probably the exhaust or somewhere under the rear overhang. Then you got pretty nice wheels, chrome door handle inserts, a lot of things that I'm noticing that are very good for this price point, which is awesome.
So for the Honda Insight, as you can see, we have a white interior with little bits of chrome on the inside and black and white half and half style. A lot of the pieces here are leather, in fact, and since this is a hybrid vehicle, you know, everything is mostly really premium and it's real refined. So we have our media center right here, and as you can see, this doesn't have a conventional gear lever shifter. It actually has buttons now here for your park, reverse, neutral, and drive. So we have 3 different drive modes here. We have Econ, Sport, and EV. EV goes fully electric and is the most fuel efficient variant, and we still have our Econ and Sport. Sport will make the gas and brake pedal a little bit more sensitive for your driving taste if you're maybe on the highway and you're just trying to zoom in and out of traffic real quick. The interior has leather seats, so it's actually very comfortable, and there's actually a lot of seat room for the rear passengers back there, actually, when I was sitting back there. So this is a very comfortable car, and it's easy for family usage.
So I'm sitting behind Umar, who is 6'3", and this is actually, I have a lot of legroom back here. It's very nice and spacious, and I'm quite comfortable, and the seat is kind of narrow, so what that does is that creates nice legroom for your knees, obviously, and that's really good.
Plenty of headroom as well, and you have this moonroof, so it adds in a lot of light, and this is a very spacious and clear car to see through, and it's just very easy to drive, actually.
Oh yeah, and look at how nice everything looks in the front.
Yeah, the leather steering wheel, very soft.
I think
it has paddle shifters.
Oh yeah, paddle shifters and everything. Pretty good. Can you open the storage thingy?
Yeah, we have 2 cup holders, of course, and then there's a little function right here where you can actually lift this, and you have your center stack console area right here.
That's pretty good.
Little tray, it goes in pretty deep, actually. You can fit in a lot of items in there. Close it back up, it is leather padded.
Now for the trunk space. It's actually humongous in here. This is probably as big as my car, and maybe a little less deep, but this is a lot of good space. I mean, the width is especially really good at where you're supposed to put stuff in. It's actually the approach to this trunk is better than the Accord, because in the Accord there was a little narrow opening, so you couldn't really get all the stuff in there. But since this has like more of a fastback profile, I guess, than the Accord, since it's shorter. The biggest one is your fuel cap, and then you got a little smaller one for your safety features as well for the car, because it has Honda, safety and plus, I think that's what it's called, and then the Honda safety sense, and it also has your traction control button, and if you hold it just for a little bit, it obviously shows vehicle stability off, and then put it back on and it's back on. And then a couple other features, I mean, you got leather imitation over here on the door panel, which is really good feeling. It's much better than a lot of other companies. And then you got this a little soft touch material at the top, and that's pretty good. Even the door handle feels nice. I guess let's go ahead and just go on the drive now. This car is surprisingly quiet, even when it's on the engine power. It's very nice and just quiet. And what I'm noticing immediately is that the suspension setup is good, but it's obviously, it's not a luxury car from Honda. It's one of those eco type cars like a Prius would be. Is the fact that the suspension tuning is decent. It's pretty good, pretty soft, but you can obviously tell that they didn't put too much work into making it very, like, you know, adaptive to either your driving or in general to the roads, bumps and stuff. It kind of, when it goes over them, it bounces over them, you know, and that's not necessarily a great thing, and it's not too bad of a thing for, obviously, you know, the price point of this car. It's pretty cheap. It's pretty nice, and the steering has decent weight. Honda does this a lot, where they really make their cars very performance based. This car does not feel performance based, being a Honda and stuff. Like the Accord, even in the touring trim, felt very, very performance based, but then, you know, you could hear the engine, and it provides a satisfying experience to drive, and you got torque from the electric motors. It's very, very nice in that regard, and I love the fact that this car is even with 150 horsepower, it feels very, like, sophisticated and very nice and supple inside, but then it still has some power, and it doesn't feel underpowered, right, for a lot of circumstances, really. Because, you know, if you're driving this, if you're buying this, you're buying it as a commuter car. If you're buying a you know, if you want a sportier Honda, you should go with the Accord, or I guess the Civic, but I personally, after driving both, I prefer that the Accord is definitely the way to go, if you're willing to spend a little bit more money, or if you're comparing it between like a fully loaded Civic, right, or a base Accord, that would be the better buy. This car, though, is very, very nice and sophisticated for what it is, right? At the price point, I mean, this car is actually kind of exciting to drive, because you don't really expect that from a car that's made like this, like, you know, like basically like the Prius formula, right? And everybody makes fun of Priuses, but it's just good that this car, I mean, you could feel that it's front wheel drive and stuff, but it's good that this car is good to drive. Like, you know, you need, if you're buying a car like this, you don't want it to be too boring. Yeah, like, of course the segment is a little like lackluster, but it's good because you're saving gas. It has an electric mode only, and it's nice and comfortable inside. I love the fact that this car has premium leather seating inside, which is great. You know, again, about the price of this car, not many car companies give you that. Somer, how's the ride quality in the back, and how are you fitting in the back?
Well, I'm fitting fine in the back. My knees are not being squished or cramped because the seat doesn't actually have any hard material back here. So I don't really feel really clustered back here, and I have a lot of headroom. Actually, I can fit here comfortably, and there's plenty of space for 2 other people to sit back here. However, I will say there's quite a bit of wind noise I do hear back here.
Yeah, you know, overall, going with what this car has, it's very, very good. And another feature, a very unique feature, is if you put on the right turn signal, what it does is it shows on your blind spot on the right side. Which is really nice. Like, you see a car coming back there, you could see the RCF we just passed. That's really, really nice. I like that feature. That's good. And you know what, like, if you were to conclude this car in like a sentence, what it is basically, it's just, you're very nice and economic, affordable, quite affordable for the technology and features, and look at the seating inside, and it drives good. Like, you wouldn't be disappointed with this car if you just want a commuter car that's comfortable, right? I mean, if you're willing to spend a little extra money over different cars, like, I know the Civic hatchback isn't a competitor, but obviously, like, if you were to buy that car fully loaded, it's worth like $24,000, right? And that's not too sophisticated, but this car is very sophisticated, and that's very impressive about Honda. I mentioned that about the Accord as well, that it's very, very up compared to all the rest of the competitors. So what this car does is that when you're not on the engine and at low speeds, like when you're parking and stuff, this car plays music, and you could hear it outside as well as inside. It's very strange, and it's very weird, because I thought the radio was on, and I was like putting it down. Obviously I'm scrolling the wrong button right now, but I was trying to put it down and nothing was happening. Well, it turns out outside you could hear the music, and it's really strange. I mean, you know, especially in Halloween season, and you can't really tell it's some happy music, you know, it's just neutral. Very strange. Let's go ahead and listen to it on the outside. That is absolutely ridiculous, but it's kind of cool that a car features that. have never
That's pretty
experienced
strange. That's
That
really
is
weird
really
for a
weird.
hybrid. I've seen quite a few XLE Camry hybrids, and they don't make a noise like this one does.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Hey, you know the cool thing is that the speakers on this car are like, you know how Mercedes got that Burmester thing, or you know BMW has their high-end whatever it's called, Bowers and Wilkins. It's it's pretty interesting how they put it on the A-pillar. It looks quite cool. The tweeters look pretty interesting over there.
What the heck?
That is,
Wow, that is really strange. Yeah, wow, that's such a weird quality. That's so weird. So overall, this Insight by Honda is quite the impressive vehicle. It's cheap, it's reliable, it's affordable, and it comes with great qualities on the interior and the exterior. It's a very surprising car, and it comes with many amenities, and I would consider this a buy.
the cool thing about this car is the fact that the value you get for this car is incredible. Like on the outside, it looks really good and has the LED taillights and headlights, which is really, really cool. 150 horsepower, although that's not too attractive or anything, you don't feel underpowered, right? Because it's an electric motor car with the engine. So that's really, really cool. The interior is nice. The materials are good. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Auto Group. Make sure to like and subscribe for weekly videos, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Special thanks to Tony Kashif at Honda Motorworks in Barrington for providing this vehicle for review. Acha. Hey everyone, एक second. Just stand here, cause no, or we could just दूर हो जाओ ताकि हम दोनों आए, है ना?
हाँ.
I'll just do I'm Zain Baig, and then you can say, and then I'll be like, हाँ ये Auto Group है. Hey everyone, I'm Zain Baig,
I'm Omar.
and this is Auto Group. नहीं, and this is you क्यों दिखा रहे हैं? This is Auto Group. ताकि हम दोनों आए. Hey everyone, I'm Zain Baig.
And I'm Omar.
And this is obviously नहीं क्या मुसीबत आ गई ऑटो ग्रुप चलो उसको छोड़ देते अच्छा अब यहीं चलाते हैं और फिर घूम आ जाएगा वहाँ से और अनुभव अच्छा अनुभव क्या हाँ हाँ और कौन सी पीछे की कहीं रखी है दूसरी गाड़ी में अच्छा हाय रूम अच्छा does it have no map? Oh it does. Okay, ready buddy?
Are you gonna sit in?
No it's
Oh,
okay. No.
Okay. And you have your different drive modes as well. This is a fully hybrid vehicle, but it still has capabilities of sport, econ, and electric vehicle, which is a much more fuel economic choice.
Can you say that again?
Yeah, EV. This goes to like 18 miles per hour, right? Maybe less than 20 miles per hour.
Probably 25 is the standard.
25 is standard.
What's going on with my shirt? Gosh.
I'll start from again with the drive modes.
Yeah.
And this helps consume the least amount of gas and is the most fuel.
Ah, देखो. किसको? बताए?
नहीं मतलब आई मीन ये वीडियो लगा के ना 10-15 मिनट की
हाँ.
तुम्हारी जानी चाहिए ना कोई तो
Of course, हाँ.
हल्का नहीं लो गाड़ी
अच्छा,
ये तरीके मत बनाओ
सही है. हाँ तो बस वो एक्सटीरियर का फिल्म आ रहा है, अब तो क्या ड्राइव करेंगे ना? और यहाँ से भी बना देते हैं. What's pretty cool is that a lot of your go-to features in a car are right next to each other. So you got the obviously the biggest one is for your fuel. क्या कहते हैं उसको? ढक्कन को?
फ्यूल क्या
Move it. Okay. Then let's show the trunk. Okay. Then can you say that? Okay. I'll just say
It
that.
has a lot of safety features.
Yeah. It can spit. It can fit stuff pretty good.
सब जाया हो रही
क्या?
इतनी देर से ही
अभी तो ऑन की।
चाबी कहाँ है इस गाड़ी की स्टार्ट हो गई
ओके।
तुम सुनो
अच्छा। क्या बात है भाई? Very interesting. Oh नहीं हाँ। अच्छा ओके बस अब बस पीछे तुम खड़ी कर रहे हो। Also special thanks to Tony बताया या अदनान?
टोनी काश
Special thanks to Tony Kashif at Motorworks Barrington for providing the vehicle. ऐसा क्यों है ना कितने कमर्शियल से ऐसे बोला
वो
स्पेशल
तो बहुत एंड में है ना हमें पहले भी स्टार्ट करने का
तो हम पहले डाल देंगे
हाँ।
स्पेशल थैंक्स टू अदनान नहीं स्पेशल थैंक्स टू टोनी काशिफ एट मोटरवर्क्स बैरिंगटन Honda स्पेशल थैंक्स एग्जैक्टली बहुत फनी बात है अच्छा अब हम कर रहे हैं ओवरऑल
खुद बंद हो गई
हाँ उसने रोस्ट कर दिया चाबी की वजह से
उमर भी कुछ बताएगा
हाँ उधर आगे आ जा
अच्छा
Yeah, you do the overalls, right? Yeah. You'll be like, so. It is a fantastic car. Yeah, say anything, honestly. Just you don't even have to.
स्टाइलिश है हाँ
Yeah.